Whenever you guys are ready.
Alrighty, we'd like to start by saying thank you for all coming out this morning to watch our presentation, and our presentation is on the CAN clamp. I'm Jack Hagan. I plan on attending the University of Louisville in the fall and majoring in computer engineering.
I'm Brandon Knight, and I plan on attending BCTC in the fall, and I'm undecided on my major.
I'm Joey Costello. I plan on going into electrical engineering, and I have not decided where I'm going to school yet.
And our device is the CAN clamp, and it came to us one morning when Joey kind of was late for school, and it was on trash day, and it was just one of these cold mornings and everything, and he was just like, there's got to be a better way, because he has a really long driveway, and he was just like, there's got to be a better way to take out the trash, or something that could be easier, because he had to walk all the way down the driveway with the trash can, walk back, start his car up, take out another one possibly if there's a lot of trash. So he just came to us and was like, what if we created something that could go on your door that had a claw that could attach to a trash can that would kind of pull it down the driveway with you? That way you wouldn't have to go back and forth between the driveway by walking, and you could just drive and everything. So we've come up with that, and it's using different parts.
Twice. Zach, let me help you. Go forward. I'll stay here. Got extra.
And through research that we did through surveys through Walmart, and we went to Norby's and other places, we found that people in the community, about 60% of them said that they have 2+ trash cans, so that would mean more walking up and down the driveway. And also we find that they have about 60% of the community says they have a longer driveway that requires more driving and more walking for it to take out the trash. So we find that it would be a project that we'd like to pursue because of the demand of people who have longer driveways and more trash cans, which would take more time in the morning. So
I got my survey results. We got them at Walmart, like you said, and then a lot of them were handed out through Joey's mom and dad and my mom and dad. And all we got was 60. So out of 60, here's some of the sample questions. When we asked out of male or female, 62% were females and 38% were males. And then what was your age group? More because we asked Joey's parents work. A lot of them were 30 to 50 years old, which is who is our target audience anyways. And then where they lived at, the majority lived in the country where usually there's a higher chance of having a longer driveway. And then when we asked people at Walmart, 58% said they had a short driveway, and 25 people said their driveway was long. How often do you take the trash out of your house? Majority of people said once a week to 2 to 3 times a week. And how many trash cans do you own? 40% said 1, and 40% said 2. Another 20% said they had 3. How difficult is taking out the trash for you? A lot of people said it was easy, just taking it out of their house. When the garbage man came to your house, majority of people said Monday or Tuesday, or half. And what type of vehicle do you own? Because if you own a truck, obviously you wouldn't need this device. But 57% said they had a car. And then do you recycle? About half and half. On our market research, this design we found early on, and it gave us kind of an idea what we wanted to do. But we thought we could make it a more effective way by putting it on the side of your car. And after we made our initial wood prototype, we found this, which is for a camera mount that attaches to the inside of your car door. And we visited Norby's and Walmart to measure trash can sizes. And so we could measure like by diameter from the trash can, but we also measured the door sizes on at least 10 different vehicles.
All right, so this is the two designs we came up with for our door mount. The first one we had made out of wood. We thought since everybody's car door is different sizes, we decided to make one that would be adjustable for the car door. So we got it made out of wood. For anybody asks, yes, there's a face drawn on it.
I drew it.
Anyway, so you just stick this on your car door and it slides up and down and you can attach it anywhere you need it to. And then the claw would come out here, but we obviously didn't use this design at the end because we figured out that it was not that good. We'll get into that later. And then, not because of the face. And then we decided to come up with the second design that was, we actually made it out of metal, which is a little stronger, and it actually has a hinge where we can attach the suction cup, which is the second design.
Can you advance it?
Yep.
All right, so what we figured out is obviously I have to have something that will hold the weight of the trash can, and we actually found these suction cups, which is actually, they're actually really strong, and so that's why we put the hinge on there, and that's able to stick on the side of the car door and hold the weight on there. And then we took it's called a nifty nabber. It's one of those devices that you pick up trash on the side of the road with, and we took it apart and we used the clamp off of that and stuck it on a piece of conduit, and that's how we created this. I'm gonna ask you to pause it real quickly. All right. So this is our prototypes when we made them, actually in Autodesk Inventor. So here's this was our first design, which is the wood one. Yes, it's really shaky. So that's the wood one, and then we would have this piece come in, and you could have screws come down and tighten it anywhere you needed it. Or no, keep going actually. Yeah. And here's our second one, have the piece that would come onto the car, and then add a shelf for the pipe to come off of, and a hinge for the suction cup. And here's our clamp design. This is where we took apart the nifty nabber. It was actually just a trigger with a metal rod in it, and it pulled on the metal rod. It pulled on the metal rod. There was a spring in it, and when you pulled, the clamps came together, and then when you let go, the spring pushed it back out. Pretty simple design. We decided that we could take off the metal rod and attach a cable instead. That way we could bend the pipe and pull it from the side.
Advance the slide?
Yeah, but no, play it. There's still more. We put it back together. We put the cable in there, put it back together, put the pipe on there, and then we put everything together with the final prototype. Just like so. It'll stop, yeah. There you go. All right, here's our prototypes. Thank you to Mr. Taylor's carpentry class and Mr. McDaniel's welding classes. Both of them helped us out. They made our prototypes for us. Jeremy Morris actually made both of them for us. He's actually a welding and carpentry student. He actually got to make both of them for us. So here's our wood prototype the day it was made, and then there's our metal prototype, and we added window sealant you put on your window to the edges of everything so that it wouldn't scratch the car door on sharp edges.
This is the claw itself. This is the part that we got from the nifty nabber, which we purchased at Norby's, and we totally took it apart, took all the pieces out, examined them. Joey redrew them on Inventor. It took us about 3 or 4 days to do this with all the Inventor drawings, so there's some difficult parts in there, but it really helped us with the design because you got to see exactly how it worked on the inside and everything, and it was very helpful when it came to designing our final prototype. And this is the cost and materials spreadsheet I put together, and we had some things donated from like the carpentry and the metalworking shop, like the steel for the final prototype and the wood was actually a stronger maple plywood, which was donated from Mr. Taylor's carpentry class. And then we got some things from like the nifty nabber was got from Norby's, and Joey ordered the dual suction cups online, and they were both, we had several of each, and we found out that our device was not that much to construct as a whole. It was around $50, I believe, or somewhere close to that when it was all said and done. the prices all added up. So it's not a very expensive device, but it is all metal, and besides the claw itself, that is a plastic piece, but that's the part we would like to redesign. If we were to pursue it, but
All right, so we had to test everything. First we tested the strength of the suction cup. We actually did the math over here on the side of the ideal strength that's in perfect conditions, what the math should actually be. It should have actually held about 375 pounds. If you read on the label, it only is rated to 200. That's what they put on their max. But obviously you can't find ideal conditions anywhere. We tested this in the snow while it was snowing, and it was really cold. We actually latched it onto a wagon at the farm. We put a spring scale, hooked a spring scale to it, and took a metal fence post, put it on the other end of the spring scale, and we pried it. We literally just pried it as hard as we could, and I watched it while my dad pried it as hard as he could, and it got up to 305 pounds before it broke off. Now, obviously, it's not in ideal conditions. We're never going to be able to find that, but it was still above the maximum strength that they rated it at. And that was how we tested the suction cup.
Testing for the wood prototype, we placed it, he had like a wagon, and so on the hitch of it, and we bolted it to the size that we needed to. So we took our screws out and we measured it, made sure it was the right size. And then on the other end of the bar, we put a 70-pound block on it, and the torque of the wooden piece couldn't withstand the weight. So it broke almost instantly.
and this is our final prototype. This is the testing that we did. And we used a Joyce Brothers Yukon to test it here. And at first we didn't put any weight in the trash can, and we were going as is right here. And it started to work at first, but as you can see, it was kind of a shaky situation once we got it started. Worked as planned, and then it kind of just bounced up on one wheel. There was no weight in it, so we thought that possibly by adding weight to it, it would work, but we did it once again without any weight.
You can drop it off and be on your way.
Yeah.
No reason even to stop, it'll just fall off. And so we tried it again with no weight.
And again, it kind of worked at the beginning, and
Started
then
working, and then
there were issues with the claw itself being able to stay held on to the handle of the garbage can. And this was with 2 cinder blocks in it that weighed 70 pounds total, and then as you can see, it kind of couldn't latch on there and stay, so.
So we tried it again, and we actually got it to stay for
A little bit. We found that most of the issue was in the claw itself because it wouldn't hook on to the trash can. It would kind of just end up sliding off. So something that if we proceeded any further, we would try to figure out a way to be able to lock the claw into place on the garbage can handle, and that way it would hold on. It wouldn't be able to just slip off if there was any large amounts of weight in the trash can. And this is our justification that we found added up a lot of our totals from the market research and everything, and we found through the survey results that 62% of people that live in the country which leads to longer driveways and larger inconvenience in the mornings. And we really just wanted to create a device for people who were busy trying to get to work or in a hurry, and that it would help with the morning commute and just getting out of the house quicker if you're in a rush, especially on cold mornings like these, because no one likes taking out the trash when it's 25, 30 degrees outside. So we just really wanted a device that would help with that.
And so, obviously, the device was a failure as it is right now. We, as a group, have not decided whether we're going to pursue this. I think if we do, I think we can make an actual prototype that will work. I think if we added another claw attached to the claw that's already here, that way it can grab onto both sides of the trash, both handles on each side. That way it won't shake, and that way it won't fall over. I think, obviously, this only works for trash cans that have wheels right now. They actually make forklift handles that will go around 55-gallon barrels, and we could actually make some kind of claw, bigger claw that would go around circular trash cans that don't have wheels on them. I think we could make that as well. We would also have to try and make this where it was it would fold up, make it for easy storage, so it would fit in your car, and you could just leave it in your car the whole time.
We'd also, it was a real hassle trying to pull the claw shut with that cable right there, so we tried to figure out a trigger mechanism possibly that you could just click it, or you could easily pull it back that would lock the claw in place, because it was a hassle trying to pull that through the cord and trying to get it to lock in place. That was one of the bigger issues we found when we were testing it.
Thank you to Norby's, thank you to Walmart, thank you to Mr. Taylor and Mr. McDaniel's carpentry classes. I've already said that. Big thank you to Jeremy Morris. He made everything for us. Thank you for coming out today.
Thank you for Mr. Conley. This is our 4th year with him, so he's had to put up with a lot, so.
Any questions?
I went to some great lengths in school to avoid having to take out the garbage. I haven't done this. What was the reason again why you would, the first device you showed, which so was kind of a idea to spur this, attached to the back of the vehicle, and the ones you're showing here, you're attaching to the side of it. Is there a reason that?
The one that would attach to the back, it only attaches to SUVs and trucks.
And it's
You have to
only
have a
for the
hitch.
big, like,
So,
9,500 gallon trash cans. It's not for the little
and it
ones.
only, yes, it only picks up the certain.
It had to have a
trash
metal
cans.
bar in the bottom of the trash can to be able to pick it up.
Yeah, so we try to get a device that'll work for cars.
How difficult was it to attach that thing to your car?
This,
Yeah.
it's not that hard. The suction cup, you just set it on your car door, and the suction cup just presses in, and you flip those 2 latches.
And that's as much as it takes to. keep
That's all
on.
it takes.
Yeah.
I mean, your final idea would be that you just take the thing off, it folds up and actually,
Can be put in the
Yes.
back of your car.
Store it.
Yes, you can store it in your car.
What about scratching your car?
It does not scratch.
So
We tested
That's
on
why we
fire.
put these,
Okay.
Window sealers is basically. what
it's
it's
window
called.
seal that you put on your windows. We put those on all the edges that would come up in contact with your car.
We ended up putting on 6 or 7 cars and not a single scratch was on any of them, so.
Because I've seen my husband try to drag the garbage can down the driveway, holding his arm out the window.
same concept.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
This one kind of pushes up there further. You would not have to fear scratching your car.
Depends how long your arm is.
Yeah.
He can do it, I think.
So Greg knows I got questions coming. I got 3 over here. So one, you missed an opportunity for a new term or a vocabulary. Factor of safety. When you're talking about your force at 300 pounds and it was rated at 200, factor of safety at 1.5. You never market something that's at its limit of failure. 2 things, the nifty nabber. Were there any patents on that?
Yes.
If so, you can't use that in your design unless you
Yeah.
go with that. And last question, you said your problem was in the country with a long driveway. You only tested in the city. I know growing up in the country, my driveway was wide enough for the vehicle and the vehicle only. So dragging this off the side of your car isn't gonna have a driveway to go down. Any consideration to that?
We really didn't think about that because the driveway that we did test on was Joey's, and it was a wider driveway. It probably could fit a car and a half, so it was not, we never considered that when we did test it.
Any other questions? All right, gentlemen, good job. Take all of your stuff with you down to the room. Mr. Leggett would like to interview you guys and send the next group.